Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. I'm pleased to say that everybody did very well on the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy, please come in.
Greetings. I am Brassius. I am an artist, and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work.
Brassius here mainly creates three-dimensional pieces, such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora, found in Artisan. Many of you who've challenged the Artisan Gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures.
Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. I hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Haas's classes. Oh, Haas is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is precisely thanks to Haas that I was able to establish my current art style.
Ah, dear Brassy. I've nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today, I hope you will guide this class in a way only you can.
Of course. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Haas mentioned? Surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone here tell what my mood was when I crafted its detached expression? No. Completely and utterly wrong. When I made that sculpture, I had surrendered all hope. I was prepared to give up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition.
Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora?
That's exactly it, Haas. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all of my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Haas. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details. But in the end, I was able to leave all that behind. And that is also when I crafted the Sunflora.
Remarkable! Even I did not know the full story until now.
This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that you adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires. So long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit, I'm beginning to feel a bit embarrassed. So I bid you farewell, Haas, and farewell to your pupils as well.
Oh, Brassy, I can't believe it. Such a wonderful class. Thank you so much. Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassy's story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class. Yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sights of Paldea? As the name would imply, they are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites, Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. Then there's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glaciado Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So, let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain? No need to grasp at straws. Exactly! It looks like a hand taking hold of something, doesn't it, Juliana? The 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain is in fact known as Glaciado's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province, where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant, it is known as the Million-Volt Skyline. I hear it's quite a hotspot for dates, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do the kids say these days? A very, fleek selfie spot? Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes, a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance! Well, that's it for today, class. Thank you for your attention. Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. My, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. But there is absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today: ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there's a person in Cascarafa who can give your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. So, if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune! Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? Wonderful, Juliana! Your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you could send out a Gibble with a best friend's ribbon by declaring, "Go, Gibble the Great Friend!" And while I know I just said that marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently, Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These are marks such as the Gorman mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you pass on your first try. I do hope you're all ready, because it is time for your final exam. Focus and do your best. And begin! What is the name of the restaurant where you can change a Pokemon's Terra type? The Treasury, the Treasure Eatery, the Treasure Trove. What is the name of Brassi's signature art installation that we discussed in class? Sensitive Sunflora, Sobbing Sunflora, Surrendering Sunflora. How many waterfalls are counted among the 10 sites of Paldea? 2, 3, 4. Where can you find the million-volt skyline? Cabo Poco, Levincia, Medali. The marks a Pokemon has are present when you first meet, and none can be added later. True? False? Time's up! That's it for today's test. Pencils down, please. Thank you all so much for learning about art with me. The time we shared has left a mark that I will treasure, I promise you. And it is my sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater, more prosperous futures. And that's that. Good work, everyone. You can receive your results from the front desk.
It feels great to get a test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. You must get 3 questions correct to pass the midterm exams and 4 questions correct to pass the final exams. Let's see how you did on your art test. Well, you answered 4 out of 5 questions correctly. That's a passing score. Congratulations! Mr. Hassel asked us to give this reward to any students who pass the exam. Keep doing your best.